YouTubers, especially animators, are neurodivergent.
ADHD.
If you post a video on YouTube, then yeah, you're neurodivergent.
I'm diagnosed. Sounds like you're diagnosed. The way we're ping-ponging, you're sitting at this table, let's be real.
That's so good.
We missed so much of
that.
And then it explodes.
There are jokes that you can do, like you can just make a character explode for no reason, and generally that's frowned upon in real life.
Hello, I'm James the Odd Ones Out, here once again on Anthony Padilla's channel to film another episode of Assumptions. Anthony's not here right now, but you know who is here? Andy Ice Cream Sandwich, ILYSSA Illuminations, and Bryson, whatever his YouTube channel is.
All right, dude.
Let's just get into some assumptions with everyone, shall we? The first assumption is they all copy each other's art style. Do you have any thoughts on that, Andy?
What are you pointing that out to me?
Well, I think Bryson and Andy are pretty similar.
There is a through line, which is like everybody has, or at least at one point has had the white background with the character either center or a little bit to on the right of the screen talking at the camera. My art style comes from just an amalgamation.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, just an amalgamation of all kinds of like things that I like to copy online.
No, I agree with that. Of like, you know, there's things about my art style that I'm able to point to and like consciously know, like, oh, the way I draw noses is because I like how they do that in Animal Crossing. But when it comes to like my character was originally just all white with black outlines, and I just kind of drew in the backgrounds where they came to be. It's because that's what I saw what was going on other channels. And also in the beginning, when you're doing it all by yourself, you just kind of got to draw it and get it done. So you don't really have time to, I don't know, expand and do all the visual development because you're like, I'm just making some funny videos.
You know, obviously I've definitely taken inspiration from people, but I don't feel like I'm copying. Especially when you start out doing something, it's kind of like I'm imitating this person, and you kind of fake it till you make it until you start doing your own thing with it.
Yeah.
And so I guess like the way I do eyes, just the ovals was like Jaden Animations inspired.
It's like if you expand it beyond just like the YouTube channels, it's like that's what artists do. They're like, I like that mouth, I'm gonna draw that. And then I kind of like merges with other styles until you birth your own.
I have another assumption here. We do Storytime animations because it's easier to make money. And as we all know, we do animation for the money.
Yeah, pretty much. What's the next assumption?
Do you think doing a Storytime animation is like easier than doing like a well-researched video that requires, you know, research?
Well, I've never done that, so I can't have both perspectives, so I can't know, but it's a lot of work to do an animated video, and I feel like if we were doing it for the money, we'd do like gaming videos, I guess, and like because you can crank those out, like you can get a lot of content.
We assume you can crank out.
Yeah, you know, maybe am I now the assumptioner?
Yes.
Yeah.
Turncoat. Whoa.
Animation is really slow, so it's like it's easier to do animation if you're less comfortable on camera and more comfortable behind a tablet is effectively what it is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say money. No.
Yeah, I'd say it's more like a glass cannon build, right? It's like it's like quality over quantity. So you're really trying to make a real big good one and then send that out, as opposed to like a lot of smaller pieces of content.
Yeah.
So like if one of those really pays off, then it goes really well. But then sometimes there's a video where you spent a zillion hours that kind of tanks, sadly. And you're like, well, we'll try again
next month.
in 3 months.
So
I think by comparison, like, I can't make a Vsauce video. Vsauce can't make an animation video.
Ooh.
Or can he?
Or can he?
I don't really know how to make a lot of money on YouTube. It's like I'm getting into it because all of my math homework was filled with doodles instead of math. You know, it's like it's a comfort thing, and you kind of pigeonhole yourself too, because like you can't do a Mr. Beast video with like, I'm gonna do a backflip. It's much more impressive to do that IRL than like animated, you know?
Yeah, like there are jokes that you can do, like you can just make a character explode for no reason, and generally that's frowned upon in real life.
You can still do it.
Intern. Just in there.
Why? Don't worry about it.
Just a little crazy assumption for you. You know, I'm not saying this is coming from me, but some people think that you guys make up personal stories for your video. You lie, pretty much.
I didn't really crash my bike, guys.
Yeah.
You got me. I lied about not being able to ride a bike.
Yeah.
I totally can. I did it for the views. I didn't do it for the views. I don't know. When it comes to, are these stories believable? I feel like it's a similar experience as when you see a comedian. Because, of course, the comedian is recalling a story to the best of their ability, and you have to hope they're telling the truth and whatever. But, you know, they're also adding in jokes and retrospective things, too. I guess I get it in the way that's like, is this real, or did you just want to make me smile today? But it's like, it is.
Yeah.
The end.
Like, none of my stories are made up, but then I'll definitely embellish things, and I'll say, like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if this happened? Or what if it went like that? And I, like, riff off of it and, like, use it to, like, as the basis for a joke. But the base stories are all real.
I feel like I get where people are coming from, where they're like, is this real? Because usually when you watch something that's animated, it's usually fiction. So I can get why people are like, animated, and then it's like, fiction in the back of their head, when it's like, no, real. I just don't want to be in front of the camera.
It's funny you say that, and then as soon as I don't want to be in front of the camera, I just looked at the camera. I was like, I got another assumption for you. They could never work in a traditional animation studio.
If it weren't for the cloud of YouTube, I don't think I'm qualified. I'm just gonna say that.
They're
Like,
right.
Same.
I work.
That's pretty true.
I use Toon Boom, and the amount of times I have to look up little tutorials.
Toon Boom scares me.
Oh, it's scary.
I don't know how it works.
Fellas, I just want to let you know, as someone with industry experience,
Oh yes.
believe me when I say what we do is the exact same stuff they do, just at a much bigger scale. It's the same pipeline. I guess they'd have more notes, honestly. They'll like storyboard a whole section out, and then people will be like, it's not working, scrap it. And it's like, well, that just got wasted, you know? So
Well,
That makes me feel actually a lot better. That makes me feel great.
last episode, Dropout TV was on, and they had these assumptions about you.
They all have a little horny little drawing that they like.
No.
I am so honored that they asked us questions. I love Dropout TV. I don't, but I would draw them for you guys. Say it. I'll draw.
No.
I don't draw stick figures with boobs. Because that's all I would be able to do.
I will say, when you're an artist, you have the ability to create anything. Emphasis on anything.
I guess, yeah, it's just so like, what could I make? Like, you just sit there and you're like, what's the most heinous thing I could make? You could make it. I don't know about you guys, I don't have time.
I err on the side of silliness, and that's in every context. I just like drawing silly stuff, and so, like, that's the kind of stuff I do.
Here's another assumption for you, and I can personally vouch that this is true. Every single video is a time crunch.
Yeah.
Not every single, but there have been several.
No matter how simplistic animation gets, it always, for some reason, is just so slow. Out of all of us, my style is probably the most simplistic, like no backgrounds, like really simplistic animation, no lip syncing, all that stuff. When it comes to like the whole thing, like you have to work on the pacing and work on like the jokes and like going a lot of back and forth and refining the whole thing. So it's like, it's more than just drawing the circle and drawing the sticks and then getting it done. It's like you have to do every piece of YouTube video construction, so thumbnail and title and like retention and the AVD and APV and then it's a huge mountain of work.
Overall, in general, it is a very like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 upload. But along the way, it's like step 1A all the way down to Z. And if something happens along the road in step 3F, it's like, oh God, we gotta go back to 1. And it's like, I really wanted to put this out at a certain time. And sometimes, you know, you can decide when to upload, but then sometimes you have a sponsor. And the sponsor's like, you're contractually obligated, so figure it out. And you're just like, you're right. Figure it out.
There definitely have been lots of crunch modes that I've had to go through, but some of them have gone smoothly. But there have also been a few times where I see the deadline coming up and I'm like, guys, what if, and hear me out on this one, we push it back a week. And then I get to live.
Guys, I have a great idea.
Yeah, no, there are times where it's no longer you just in your bedroom and it's up to you to do everything. So it becomes not just this is my channel. It becomes, this is the team's channel. This is the team's work. And yeah, it's got to go. It's got to progress.
Yeah,
to go.
If I don't write a script and record a video, they don't have work.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And so I'm like, okay, lock in.
Lock in. Yeah.
Speaking of having a whole team of people that all rely on you for work, I got another assumption for you. They're always on the verge of burnout, but they have too many people depending on them.
Yeah. It's
Yeah?
like if I feel like doing YouTube, you're like a hamster running on a wheel. So if I jump off, the wheel stops, all the other hamsters go flying. And that would feel horrible. Just to be like, hey guys, not doing this anymore, peace. And they're like, oh, what the heck are they? I mean, I think a lot of the people who work on our teams kind of all work on.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of a melting pot.
So it's like, sure, if I just quit tomorrow, they'd have some other work available, but not as much. What are they going to do about rent?
But if we all quit at the same time.
Just boom.
Just a sweep.
Just a crater of the animation community on YouTube. You Google, nothing comes up.
The way I see burnout is like, it's hard to feel it creeping up, but then you feel it after a while. And I think the source of it is that, like, if you're putting hammer to nail over and over and over, you don't really see yourself moving, like progressing in like whatever metric you want to measure, like posting speed or posting quality, blah, blah, blah. You kind of feel like in the same spot. It's like putting a lot of effort and getting no return.
Yes.
And then that produces that feel of like doom and gloom, which is bad, which then brings forth like the want for a team. And then that's its new challenge, which is where I'm at right now.
I think before I had a team backing me up and I had to do everything, it was a lot. It's a lot of burnout.
It's the curse of many hats. Yeah.
And so now that it's been like we've been able to kind of like separate and diversify into like this is the thing that only I can do that I bring to the team. This is the thing that I do best, and we're all doing what we do best for the the videos. That's where I feel like I've gotten a lot of like relief because it has allowed me to focus more on the writing and the jokes and the thumbnails and the things that I do that I bring to the team, and it's allowed everyone to do their special thing, and it makes the machine work a lot better. Also, like self-care, like touch grass, go outside, take a walk.
Play Fortnite.
Well, a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Like, burnout can be, if not avoided, then at least, like, lessen the impact of, I guess.
You can cope.
You can cope. You can get through it. And, yeah, it is about, like, setting smaller, not just deadlines, but expectations for yourself. Because, yeah, you get stuck in this, I should be able to do this, and then, like, okay, I'll ask for help, and then, oh, I gotta do all this now, and it's really just, like, remembering we're not striving for perfection, we're just striving for progress.
Period.
Something that I have to remind myself and my team, it's like, at the end of the day, we're making cartoons here.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of like grinding, but it's like, these are just silly little cartoons. They're made to make people laugh. All right, what are we doing here? Like, why are we like,
we're not Disney.
do you think that being an animator is lonely?
Oh, no.
We're all in the same room. We're chilling.
We're in the same room because these two had to fly in.
That's true.
Hello.
Well, yes.
I'm very, very, very introverted, and so I kind of like being that's what recharges me. But I guess talking about like introversion and extroversion, it like depends on the people, because when I spend enough time with someone and they become a really good friend, they don't drain me anymore.
Yeah.
But if it's a stranger at like a party full of strangers, I'll literally walk in and be like, I need to go home now. But I don't feel lonely, even though I am alone a lot.
Oh, give it some time then.
I mean, I have a dog. I have like family and friends that I talk to. I'm not like,
That's
if
good.
I'm just in my house all the time, then yeah, I'll be like, wah. But
I feel like the qualms I have with loneliness as a YouTube animator are qualms that anyone would have at this point in their lives with like, it's time to get a job, it's time to pay rent, and, you could advance your career if you don't see friends as much, but then you deal with those effects. And so, I mean, also just by nature of what we do, it's not a very social job. So I feel like if I had to assume about other animators, not just YouTube animators, they might feel a little lonely too.
It's all about finding that balance.
I have another assumption here. They have no backup plans if their channel dies.
Wait, can I talk about my backup plan?
Yeah, go for your backup plan.
I want to work at Build-A-Bear.
That's fun.
That's fun. Well, maybe it's not fun because like minimum wage jobs and
you
people
gotta
aren't
deal with
nice.
kids and stuff.
Deal with kids. It's the parents you got to deal with. Sorry, but that just sounds so fun. What a magical place. It's like working at.
If anyone working at Build-A-Bear in the comments wants
Tell
to
me
let us know.
why I
yeah.
shouldn't.
To branch off of that, I want a warehouse. And I just want like a lot of like.
Do you want the conveyor belts and boxes?
Yeah. I want like a factory.
They don't go anywhere. It's just a loop.
Like the box going in a circle. You know those like
Books you make in elementary school.
Oh my gosh. Get out!
those like inflatable things that you like.
With the castle, the
You see those
bouncy
videos where there's like these pillars that are like spinning in a circle and like knocks a kid.
It's a kid, like Mach 10.
Yeah. I want to get stuff like that and like stream that. I don't know. Is that a good business idea? No idea. But that would be a good fun backup plan.
Wipeout.
So like a
2.
gymnastics park or a trampoline park.
Yeah.
Oh, you better patent this. Wipeout on YouTube.
Wipe out on YouTube.
And like, well, you have to sign a lot of waivers, but anyone can join.
My plan B is to go back to school and be a therapist, actually. I'm like a big nerd for like emotional concepts because they've helped me so much in my life, like understand myself, understand other people, and like how relationships work. Because like as a kid, like I heard like, you know, like half of relationships end in divorce. I'm like, why? And so I've learned a lot about that. Clear communication, boundaries. I love that stuff. I kind of want to make a video about it. The reason that scares me the most is because I can't just go to college and just do the classes that I want to. It's like, you have to do all the gen eds and all the statistics. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I did that for 12 years.
Yeah.
Like, let me do the stuff I want to do, the specific things, and then not all the other stuff that I have known that I hate since the moment I was born.
I want to say what my backup channel is.
What is it?
Okay, so it's called Podcast in the Woods. So normally when you go like backpacking and hiking, you're like out connected with nature and you're away from the computer screen and stuff. I want to like get a group of people to go backpacking. We all bring podcast equipment and we just walk for like miles into the woods and then we set up like a studio with like lights and everything and then we just film a podcast in the woods.
You could.
We should start a podcast.
Yeah, I want to start that.
Either it's the most relaxing time with your friends, or it's like an episode of Survivor. You're like, we forgot water.
Yeah. Hey fellas, I have a question. Do you think sometimes you overshare in videos and then you end up regretting it?
That's pretty true.
You specifically. Yeah.
I go through like ebbs and flows of like when I'm making the video, I'm like, this will mean so much to people who relate to this topic and we can have a wonderful conversation. But then, you know, if someone's like mean about it, I'm like, I shouldn't know, what did I think? But then I see a comment that's like, so glad you made this video, like I feel so seen. And I'm like, I don't feel bad. So it like kind of goes up and down.
It was worth it.
It was worth it. But it's like, I try to remember that in the beginning, before there was any reaction, I felt confident. And like the friends that I like send the script to be like, this is a good idea. They're like, that's a great idea. And I'm like, oh, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when I'm making it, I don't feel like it. And like I'll read through and try to like imagine, okay, what would this be like for like a grandma watching this? What would this be like for like the whole family watching this? What would this be like for the neighbors watching? I try to make it as accessible as possible. But then sometimes I look back and I'll like see one of those like pages about me and they like know places I've lived and they know my siblings' names and I'm like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah, and it's like, I guess when it gets to that creepy level, it's like, all right, now I never said any of that. Yeah. But I guess I said enough for people to start.
Yeah, there's some things where like, I never said that. How do they know that?
It's like it's one of my friends ratted me out. But yeah.
I've showed my face in one video. And
that's two
also
now.
Here. And it's like harmless, you know, like like nothing has come of it. But now there's like a YouTube Wikipedia article of me, and it's got my face on it, and it feels that's a new feeling. There was somebody that like found me on Instagram, and they're like, I finally found you. Where it's like they shouldn't have.
Oof.
And that's like again, like nothing came of it, but it's like a new feeling.
When someone like loves your content so much and they become invested in you as a person, it's like, I recognize you are having some very appreciative and supportive feelings at the core of this. It's just gone a little too far. And what you don't want to do is be like, get out of here. But because then they'll see you on the pedestal, throw you to the ground, you're the worst person in the world, and then you're scared of that reaction too.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like a weird thing, it is a really weird new feeling of like, hey man.
Can I say, like, I don't want to, like, create, like, an Incrediboy.
Yeah.
It's like, I try to be really, I don't know, I try to be as kind as I possibly can, but I've had to think about, like, what would I do if, like, someone showed up to my door
Yeah.
and like, we drove to see you. I've had to think about that, and I still don't really know. I feel like I'd have to say something like, I really appreciate this, but like, this is my space. Like, if I showed up at your house, like, unannounced, that'd be kind of weird, no?
Yeah. The place to say hello and say all those pleasantries is in the comment section.
Extending that one point, the positive side of it, where like I talked about ADHD, which is like a personal medical thing, which is like about, you know, as personal as you can get at times. And I did a meet and greet for the first time, and there were several people that were like, I figured out I had ADHD because of that video. I'm so appreciative of you.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I'm so happy to meet you. And I think about that every once in a while. It makes me smile. Because
That's nice.
it's like when you're sharing experiences, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It can go both ways.
It's about finding that balance.
Speaking of oversharing, some people think that you all are pressured into making face reveals, and people's reaction to your face reveals makes you insecure.
Maybe I'm just very lucky, but when I did my face reveal, it wasn't face reveal, Illymation, the video. It was like part of like a bigger video series where I found out that this abusive guy that I was with had some horrible toxic relations with another person. And then I flew out to go meet her. And I remember as we were filming, Ian, incredible filmer and editor, was like, this is your face reveal. And I was like, oh, it is. And then we just kind of kept going. And like the video, like I was lucky because in the context we were existing in, it was that this wasn't Illymation face reveal. It was, this has to be live action. We can't just animate this. So like there she is. And then therefore the comment section wasn't about what I looked like. It was about what was going on in the video. So I think I made out very, very well with it. And then like since then it's been like, well, probably this video is, oh my God, she dyed her hair. And so, I mean, people will have mean things to say. I will be avoiding that as best I can. How did it go for you guys, though?
Yeah, I definitely felt like pressured to do it, and I was very shy. I am very shy. But oh, geez, I don't know if they'll like me. That sucked. Anyway, moving on.
Hide your face again.
Yeah, can we like? But. You know, like, if I could be faceless again, I kind of want to, but, like, if I'm gonna be going to VidCon and stuff, you have to just get over it. Like, it's gonna happen. Because if you show up and you've never showed your face on there before, then you gotta wear a shirt of something. Like, they're gonna find out.
They're gonna be like, who's that guy? And you're like, hi. And they go, that's the one.
That's the guy. I have been recognized for my voice before, which was crazy. Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Did you say, hi, I'm Bryson?
No, I was like on a walk with my brother and I was talking to him and this guy was like, I've heard you before.
Sleeper agent activated.
Do you guys have like a radar for it now? Because like I will never, even if I know that they know that I know, I'm not gonna go up. Like they have to initiate. I'm not gonna take the risk of like, hi. I can tell by that look in your eye that, and then what if they go, who? Then I'd be like,
they're like, actually, your brother? Can I get a picture?
You're not that guy, pal.
I don't think I have enough situational awareness to have the radar. If people are looking at me, I'm like, that person's looking at me. That's about it.
Here's one for you. YouTubers, especially animators, are neurodivergent.
ADHD.
If you post a video on YouTube, then yeah, you're neurodivergent.
Something's going on.
Something has gone around.
I would love to see actual research done and then a pie chart of like neurodivergent versus not, but I do believe neurodivergent would probably be the majority.
I'm not diagnosed for ADHD, but I'm pretty sure.
There's signs.
I'm pretty sure I have symptoms.
Like, I'm diagnosed, sounds like you're diagnosed. Yes. The way we're ping-ponging, you're sitting at this table, let's be real.
Be so for real right now.
The way the conversations meander based off of the
I
question.
know. There's several where I'm like, how are we talking about this?
Like, what was the question again?
But like, I also
not
have that thing where like I'll forget. I interrupt people because if I don't say what I'm thinking right now, I'll forget it.
Mine
That's a
is
big one.
inattentive, mild to moderate. What's yours?
ENFJ. Sorry.
INFP.
It's
INTJ? Virgo.
I was just saying letters.
What did you
guys.
say?
Pisces.
I'm inattentive. I know that. It's like
There you
it's
go.
not, it's not like a lot of like
Oh, hyperactive.
yeah when you're moving a lot.
Yeah.
I don't have that as much.
I think I have both.
I didn't take my medicine today. What was the
Whoops.
question?
I will say I think a lot of times people will say things are neurodivergent when
Yeah.
it's just you like doing puzzles, you know? It's like
Yeah,
doing a
it's
like, oh, you
I
like
gotta
puzzles?
go check my door's locked. Just my OCD.
Yeah, definitely.
Not everything's a sign for mental illness.
Not every one little thing is a sign and a collection of things. If it makes you think you might be, then you go see someone who can go, yep. But also, yeah, you can also just talk to your friends first and be like, hey, should I spend that $200 to talk to someone and go, am I?
Yeah, see, that's the thing why I don't want to get diagnosed is like I've been on Adderall before and it killed my appetite really badly.
It does.
And
It does that.
I did not like it. And so I'm not on it. I'm not, but maybe I should try like instant release. And
Here's
even
what
though
you
you're
do,
not-
Bryson. You combo Adderall with marijuana.
Whoa!
So now
Not,
More drugs.
not on
Yeah.
my Christian channel.
I have seen it a lot in content creators, and I don't know if it's one of those things where it's like some kind of availability heuristic, or I don't know. It seems to be common.
YouTube just draws in a certain type of person.
I think hyperfixating.
Sorry,
that
I
is
have
a-
to.
I do believe the hyperfixating part of it, a lot of people can hyperfixate on things. However, hyperfixating to the point of almost detriment, it's 3 a.m., you don't realize you've been gone for 5 hours. Sounds like you'd be using that time to film a video. You'd be really into researching a topic, you're really into making something. I think it just makes sense, like, per the environment of YouTube, that if you're hyperfixating on something, most likely you can hyperfixate on a video topic.
What assumptions did you all have before meeting each other about each other?
This is a blanket statement for
Yeah,
all
so-
Storytime animators. I assumed that they were the silliest geese around, and I was right.
I was scared you were going to say wrong. I was like,
Dang it!
I assumed that you guys were shorter. And maybe that's because, and I don't know, it's just like every time I meet a Storytime YouTuber, I'm like, huh. And maybe that's a me thing, for sure. But yeah, I was like, do-do-do-do, and you guys are like 6 foot above. And I'm like, what is that? Like, it's like, you're tall, I think you're tall.
It is. Average.
I don't know, it's just like, and even like Jaden's tall. Rebecca's tall. Why is everybody tall? I
Maybe you're
assume.
just
Why is everybody so tall?
Why is everybody so tall?
I assumed everybody would be introverted and like
true. Right.
popular IPs such as Pokemon and video games.
That's pretty
And
true.
I know Very is a pretty courageous take, but it was right.
And when I saw Bryson's face for the first time, I think my reaction was, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, I had seen your face before at some convention, and then when you walked through the door, everyone was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey." So I just assumed you didn't look like you.
No, when I did do a face reveal, like, I honestly thought, I was like, they're going to say I don't look like the character, but they all said, you look exactly like the character.
What do you mean? That is, I thought you like based the character. I thought you like dressed up as your character. Like you made the character and then you.
I only had it come down like it does in the cartoon like once.
Oh.
And then like it's always just up like this, but you know, I like to do the big S curve.
Do you ever want to change your haircut? Like you go to get your haircut and you're like, I want to switch it up.
I've thought about doing a middle part or a side part. It's locked in. It is locked.
The
in.
brand owns
I
you.
think I have a picture of me like trying it out and just being silly. Do you see their comments?
Wait, put your face next to it.
Handsome. Handsome Squidward.
That's great. So I'm glad we're all having a good time here, fellas.
I needed this.
Yeah. Now,
I need this.
I want you to think about your assumptions on living memes.
They want to break free of it and like, look, I do other stuff. Like, please, I don't want to hear about that no more. Like,
I feel like, I think they want to break free.
I think they're getting frustrated.
My assumption is that their family will find it hilarious forever. And then occasionally, because you can look up GIFs. And there they are, they're the meme. So their family, like, they'll be like, hey, I'll be home a little late. And they send like a, and it's their face. And then they're like, stop it, Mom. Like, I assume their family finds it very funny and will never not find it funny.
Especially to their detriment.
As we wrap up these assumptions with your favorite animators and everything, I just want to give a direct message to Anthony Padilla. Listen, man, I know we're both pretty. You don't want to hurt everything that's going on right here. But let's just get in the ring and beat the shit out of each other, man. Like, I saw the video with I Did a Thing. Like, I know you want it. Like, I want it. The people want it. Let's just beat each other up, man. Please, I'm begging you. He keeps, like, inviting me onto his channel to record videos, and it's like, well, of course I'm gonna challenge him to fight, Yeah. He's vegan, so I think that should be an easy matchup, right?
He eats more vegetables than you?
He doesn't get enough protein, so...
How tall is he?
He's tall and he has abs, but abs don't win fights, okay? So...
core strength is really important.
The core.
No.
Actually.
If I can move my head...
Do you have abs like Anthony?
Do we want to... Are we going to do this right now?
Keep your shirt on.
Oh, never mind. I don't want to.
For a lot of people, when they get hit, they're like, well, now I'm really... But for me, I'm like, okay.
No one is surprised by that, Bryson. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just to wrap things up, we want to do something fun here on the Anthony Padilla channel. We want to give you 5 minutes to animate a flip book.
Oh,
and
boy.
they say to like animate a person doing a backflip, but I'm gonna let the artists do whatever they want.
I want to do a face.
Sure. And just do it.
Start now?
Sure.
Okay.
Is 5 minutes enough time?
We'll deal with it, right?
You know,
guys?
I would like...
You probably should have done stick figures.
I should
I
have.
should have.
Here's an assumption that we got. You guys all smell like used erasers.
No.
Really?
We don't even
They said
work.
that?
We don't even work with erasers. Why would they think that?
Oh,
Smell like a
together.
burnt out smoking Wacom pen.
We shower, I think.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
I showered.
I showered for this.
Every
Me
day.
too.
Every day.
Someone had an assumption about me that I hated Animal Crossing.
Well,
It's
do
like,
you?
where did you get that from? I don't think I've ever talked about Animal Crossing on the internet. But to be fair, most games are not the type of game, because I'm not really a gamer, believe it or not. I like...
Makes an hour-long video about
Yeah,
Fortnite.
well that was the whole bit, is that I don't game that much, so it was me gaming my hardest to see if I could be better at gaming,
What do you do instead?
What do I do instead? I just watch bad YouTube videos. Okay, no, to take that. I watch just the most obscure random YouTube videos.
A lot of times I'll like message James and he'll just respond with a random link to a random video. And I'm like, what is this? And then it's like an hour of someone talking about how they got abducted by an alien or something. And I'm like, what did you mean by that when you sent me that?
It's good background noise.
I've got it.
Woo!
Wow.
It's this big.
And that's the end of the time. Everyone show everyone your flip books.
There
Holy-
it is.
Holy shit.
That's pretty good, dude. It like questions authority by not doing it.
Okay. Mine, oh no. This is so difficult.
That's so good.
We missed so much of that.
That's so good.
Get it.
I love
see
the
it.
backflip.
And then you
Boy,
And that explodes.
And then it explodes.
Explodes.
That's so
That's
good.
nice.
I love that one.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so mine is. Does this work?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, so. And then it has them in the wall, and
You're a worm.
just does a little flip.
That's so cute.
Mine, I decided to just make a guy that like screams. So like, here, wait, let me.
Oh!
Here,
Whoa!
here, if I,
Wow!
That's actually
cool.
that's really good.
What was that ending one?
the ending one is me signing my work here. Wait, come on, where is it? It's
That's your
there.
credits?
It's by Bryson. I don't want anyone to steal this. If I bend it like this, it's like.
Yours came out the cleanest.
That's really good.
Thanks for watching this episode of YouTube Assumptions with featuring animators. This is the James the Odd Ones Out, and be sure to hit that like button and then leave a comment about what your favorite subscribe button is. See you in the next video. Andy, did you used to make comics?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a long time ago.
I've seen them before. So when I saw your videos, I was like, this guy does what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I also made comics.
We did the same thing.
I know. Did you also drop out of college?
No.
Oh, okay.
I did.
I went full distance.
All right.
Putting us to shame.
I'm educated. That makes me better than everybody.
Conversations, you go, actually.
You gotta find the right balance.